We watched Hamnet.
So did we.
No, I mean we. I mean me and you. I watched Hamnet by
Oh,
myself, but
yeah, we did. Yeah.
me and you watched Ham. So between the last episode of the show and this episode of the show, the plan was to kind of cover more of the Oscar movies. Jake and I talked about a couple last episode, and this was one that we were going to talk about tonight. And I didn't really want to watch anymore. I did kind of want to watch F1, but I didn't. I didn't watch it.
I
So
didn't watch F1.
I didn't watch F1.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we at least watched this one. I think I can put my input on the Oscars
This
overall
was the
by
one
the
I
end of
wanted
this.
to see.
Um, yeah, so this one caught me off guard a little. But it's
I
sad. It's
imagine this
another
one
sad one. It's another sad one. Um,
I imagine this one hits different that since you're a dad now.
yeah, a little bit.
That probably change because it's a big like parent child movie.
Yeah, it really is. And going into it, so like, okay, I looked into this movie not at all, okay? Other than the name. And I just thought, okay, it's just based around something like that. Like I thought I was getting like a new like some sort of love story. I didn't know, not that I didn't, but I mean, I
Did
didn't
you
know
know
what
it was
this movie.
about Shakespeare?
No. So once
Okay.
it started, I was immediately like, oh, this is William Shakespeare's story about his dead kid.
Right, because they show it that they have the text in the beginning where they're like Hamnet and Hamlet are the same
Right.
name.
And then it's William. I was just like, oh my God, this is the story of William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway and their dead Hamlet kid.
Anne Hathaway.
Here we go. Yeah. Agnes, who goes by Anne Hathaway. Not in this movie, but in real life.
Is that her name in real life?
Yeah.
Her name's Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, look it up.
I thought I thought we were talking about the other Anne Hathaway.
No, I mean, usually I am, but I mean,
That's why I was so taken. I actually didn't know the actress's name, but I was like, Anne Hathaway was in that movie.
no, I can't remember who the actress was, but
I'm trying to picture the other Anne Hathaway in
yeah,
that role,
yeah, Anne
maybe
Hathaway,
20 years ago.
Shakespeare's wife. Anne Shakespeare, commonly known as Anne Hathaway and sometimes referred to as Agnes Hathaway or whatever.
Oh, the character. Oh, the person in real life's name was Anne Hathaway.
Correct. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I thought we were talking about the actress's name then. What's the
no,
actress's name?
the actress who plays her.
Jessie Buckley.
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Anne Hathaway. Do you think there's any relation?
That people have been asking that for years.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't even know if Anne Hathaway is Anne Hathaway's real name. Most of its stage names.
I don't know either. I don't know either. But what I do know is this movie
Anyways, yeah, back to the
is it was a good movie. Like here's the thing. We talked about Train Dreams on the last episode. Good movie. I'll never watch it again because it's so
yeah,
sad. I'd watch
yeah.
this one again, but it is sad. It is a sad feel good sad. I don't even know cuz the beginning of it's not all that
Bittersweet.
sad. Honestly, if you don't know what the story's based on, until the kid dies, it might catch you off guard. It might actually.
Beginning's a little
The performances
lighthearted,
are
like it's
well.
yeah, the
Well,
performances, like when they start the romance, it's kind of funny how they get together because he doesn't realize that she's like the daughter of this family that she's tutoring.
what I liked most about this movie, what I liked overall most about this movie, is that they made the movie itself feel like it was written like a Shakespearean play.
Yeah,
And I really vibed with that. And a much younger me, like if this movie would have came out when I was like 14, 15, I would probably see this as like quintessential like Shakespeare like I was big into Shakespeare in high school and like
yeah.
early college. Now that is one of my like I remember it, but I don't die for it. But I really like the idea of watching like this Shakespeare Anne Hathaway love story tragedy
Yeah.
type of movie. I
Well,
really
and even
vibed with
like
that.
the camera, like the cinematography and stuff, the camera shots. There's a lot of still
Mm-hmm.
shots of just like them in center frame, and you're just kind of like watching the scene play out like it's a play, like
Mm-hmm.
you're just like sitting in the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so the camera rarely moves in this. It only moves when it's like really trying to, I guess, empathize a change in a character or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, a lot of that's I noticed I try to pay more attention to cinematography now that I like
For sure.
have seen people talk about it and analyze it, that like I can start to notice some of that.
Oh
But
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it's impressive. Their ability to shoot that kind of shit like that is they deserve awards two
yep,
times a year.
yep.
Uh, um but
Every year, 2 times.
yeah, there were some really interesting shots. There were some shots that left you wondering. There were some shots that like when it would zoom in on the cave and show like the woods and it gave like
Yeah,
an ominous that
where you're
felt
like
very
something's gonna happen to that
Shakespearean. Well,
cave.
like
Yeah,
it gave it this supernatural feel that I think is in a lot of his actual plays
yeah. There's a
that
lot of
sometimes don't get any
supernatural stuff.
payoff.
Yeah.
But I don't
And
know.
it's like a lot of just your own interpretation where like it's that what you're seeing is definitely implied to be supernatural, but like it's never outright stated, but like you pretty much see like he takes the illness from his sister and dies in
Mm-hmm.
her like
Mm-hmm.
tricks death in her place, and
Mm-hmm.
he um or like
Yeah.
she is like, they said she's a witch, and that she's born of a like her mother was a witch, and that
Mm-hmm.
she knows all these things about
Yeah,
the
she had a
forest, and it's like
premonition
connected to
about
this.
her two children that will stand over her
Yeah,
deathbed, and she has three, and it's like, oh fuck, like
right.
a prophecy is in it, and
Yeah.
it's a.
Also, misreading of a prophecy, which is also classic with
Mm-hmm,
prophecies. You always misread
mm-hmm,
it.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm. So that's the thing. As an analogy for just a Shakespearean piece of art in general, with the characters of William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway, like it's I like that it exists. I'm a big fan that it exists. I think it was a fun little romp. I think if you're a Shakespeare person, this could be a
I don't know if I'd
great.
call it a fun little romp,
It's
but
not a fun little romp. You're right. Not fun. The first hour is somewhat fun. Then it gets sad,
it's
and
funny how
then
they
it's
get
just
together because
depressing. It's
he
so
like
quick. It feels like
his
Romeo and
father hates
Juliet.
him. Yeah, her stepmother hates her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it does feel like Romeo and Juliet. They're not allowed to get together because of, societal expectations.
Even
And
how
so
they
she's like,
get together, it's very fast. It's very just
yeah,
like, I saw you, I like you, I'm gonna kiss
yeah,
you, you're into it, we're into each other, we're gonna fuck, we're gonna get married. Like it's just like boom,
right.
boom, 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 boom,
Well,
boom, boom.
he first sees her. He's tutoring this, like the boys of this one house, a family that his father owes money to. So he's
Mm-hmm.
like tutoring their boys to pay off his father's debt. And
Yes,
he originally thinks she's a servant girl because she's like out in the woods doing, yard work and stuff. She's like falconing. She
playing
has
with
a falcon,
birds.
playing
Mm-hmm.
with birds, and so he's
Falcon
assuming like, oh, it's
punch.
a weird servant girl. Like I can get some strange. And then like later on, he figures out that she is the eldest daughter and is drawn to her, and they fall in love. And yeah, they get together really quick,
Really
and she's
quick,
like,
but they got a lot of ground to cover, so I guess I get it. But it is
yeah.
like,
And she was like, surefire solution to get our parents to agree for us to marry is if you just get me pregnant right now.
mm-hmm,
Because that,
mm-hmm.
is the pretty much the only way back then for them to be like, well, you kind of forced our hand. Because,
Yeah.
um,
It's not gonna go well, but like everybody's just gonna have to deal because it's
and they
happening.
also didn't give a shit about pissing off their parents because their parents hate them anyways. So
I
they're
I
like kind
I
of laughing
loved
about it.
I love the scene when he like flips out on his dad when William Shakespeare like
Yeah,
grabs his dad and he's like no more. I'm like
right. Because it's like,
it's
you were
pretty
just like,
manly. That's a
why
pretty
did,
manly scene
yeah, why doesn't he do that? Like, it's probably been a long time coming because he could have probably kicked his ass for a while at this point, and he's
for
just been letting it
sure. And
happen.
like he's a father now, so he's just like nobody's talking to me like this. Eat my
Yeah.
balls. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like the acting. Yeah, there's a lot of like okay, we're gonna talk about this after the fact, but I don't think this movie's gonna win Best Picture, but I do think there are awards in it, and I think there's some performances that could challenge the other performances that are up for best actor actresses. There, dude,
Agnes,
people are killing it.
yeah,
Yeah, Anya's, holy shit.
she was a standout to me.
Definite standout. Definite
Paul
standout
Mescal
for
did
sure.
great, but in terms of like what they had to work with, she like with the emotional
Yeah.
depth, like she did really,
Sh-
really well.
Dude,
She's
yeah.
very interesting to just see her act too.
Mm-hmm.
She's got
Mm-hmm.
this like they found a good person to represent kind of like a witchy look. She has this like really nice like natural look
Yeah.
to her where like she looks like yeah, that would be like a beautiful peasant back in the
Who is
day.
depressed? Who is
Who's
like,
depressed? Yeah.
yeah, like carrying just heavy depression.
Like that
Um,
is yeah, yeah. So it was, well done
mm-hmm.
casting with that. She did a really great
Right, because she
performance.
has an array of emotions. She has an
Yeah.
array of emotions, and she pulls them off. And by the end, it's almost sickening how heartbreakingly well she pulls them off. Because it's just
Yeah.
like this is a woman that lost her son, and oof. And he's like, I
Yep, and
gotta
then
go
she
back to
blames
London, so I gotta go.
yep, she blames her husband because he wasn't there. She doesn't understand um that he, what he's doing, and like you could see it from her perspective because yeah, like from her perspective, she's here doing all the work, taking care of them, trying to keep them from dying, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's, just gallivanting about in London, but she also doesn't realize that he is like pretty much the most important
Becoming
person,
William Shakespeare.
yeah, of their time. Like literally the only person,
They're
one
gonna
of the
make a
only people that
movie
like
about us in 200
an
years.
average person today would know about from that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That's survivability in a name. If like, a layman
Mm-hmm.
today in 2026 could tell you who William Shakespeare was.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Um, and then the payoff to all of that emotion with her watching the show, like actually going, because she doesn't get
Yeah,
it until
seeing the
she gets it.
first
She has
showing of
her
Hamlet.
she has her Frank Reynolds at the dance. I
Yeah.
get it. Like
I
she
get it now.
that's
Yeah.
how, the movie ends with that basically.
Great, yeah, great
Um
scene. So like it lost me a bit, not like because it was bad or anything, but just
yeah.
with my brain and
I was in and out of it
technology
myself.
these days. Like it's a slow movie. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just like it takes its time with a lot of things. So there were points where I hate myself for it, but I was just like looking at my phone or like getting distracted.
Okay.
But then once it got to like, and that was only like near the middle to end, and then like
Mm-hmm.
once it got to like she got to the theater, I was locked in again.
Yeah.
And then
It's
like
hard
that
not to be.
whole
That's a very powerful, they just do
sequence
Hamlet. They just are
was
doing the
really good.
play. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was really good. It was oh, like for 1,000 reasons. It looks believable for the times. The way it's being
Right.
every
The
oh
makeup, the stage costumes and makeup, like the dye in his hair to make him blonde.
uh-huh.
And you knew
Yeah.
immediately, like you knew that that's Hamlet, but that's their son. Like
Yeah,
he
right.
looks, which I guess didn't you say that's his brother? Yeah. So the actor who
Oh,
played
played
him
him.
is
That's
the
his older
actor's
brother.
older brother.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
So
That's
like they
smart.
look
They
similar.
I thought the same thing. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
it got a good yeah, runs in the genes. Yeah,
And
that
he did really good for being like that was his only scene was just he did Hamlet,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
which I guess that is in terms of an acting role that's like a really really well known one, but
especially
still
that day. Holy fuck.
to yeah, and like to
First
do it
time
and
it's
to
ever
be
gone
like
off.
yeah, to do it and to make it believable that like yeah, that was the first performance of Hamlet
Mm-hmm.
after a performance that has been done millions a million times. I don't know how many times, but like a
Billions,
lot.
maybe. A lot, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot. I mean, we acted it out in front of our English class when
Right.
I
And this
was
has
in the
been
11th grade.
and this
So,
play is hundreds of years old, so
yeah. It, so they do a really good job of like getting you sucked in as if it's like this big battle action scene, but it's really just like the climax of this emotional journey as like Anne goes from being like angry about it to like starting to understand, and you just see the expressions on her face as it's like as she's getting the message, as she's listening to the lines.
Right.
Um,
And I said to Kaylee, like seeing all the crowd's reactions and stuff. I'm like, this is like their Star Wars. This is like the greatest thing they've ever
right,
seen.
right. I wanted to address this. Thank you for reminding me. I would kick myself in the butt. So please, I want to talk to you about the text you sent me last night when you said that it was
Yeah.
basically Solo a Star Wars story. I just
It's
cannot.
basically so
Tell
if you
me
really
how.
think about it, at
Yeah,
the end of the
I
day,
just
it's
need to
basically
know.
Solo a Star Wars story, but just with the origins of all the Shakespeare plays instead of the origin. Take out the Han Solo, all the origins of the Han Solo characteristics, and put in Shakespeare plays, and you see the origins with that. Because you see the origins with the three witches, with his children that were playing the three witches, and then you
Hmm.
see the origin with Hamlet and Hamnet. You see the origins of a few other things, and I'm just like, oh, this is kind of like one of those movies where you go, oh, that's where he got it from, like Solo, a Star
But
Wars
don't you
story,
think
where
this is
he's,
doing it kind of tastefully though?
yeah, I wasn't saying that it was doing that as a bad thing. I was just
Yeah.
saying it's kind of exactly like Solo, a Star Wars story, that
That's
they do
funny.
that same thing where they're just like, you remember this? This is where that's from,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
I'd
explain
agree.
things. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
yeah.
I just didn't think about
That's
him.
my thought. That's my
Yeah.
train of thought. I didn't want to explain myself though. I wanted you to sit with it for a
I
little
did.
bit.
I mean, clearly I
Yeah.
did because I was like, I'm gonna ask him about that because I am not seeing it. I'm looking everywhere. I guess I didn't think about that little crack.
Right. Because I just think it because like it was the part I texted you that during the part with the like
the
when
kids
his
dressed
children
as
were
witches.
doing the three witches, and I was just like, that's the three witches. That's kind of like when
I mean, I
they
thought it too, but I
introduced.
didn't. It didn't like. It didn't go like that. I was just like, I was more like, oh, like it's real,
which
like
is
it
which is
actually is
kind of like,
happening.
when
Because
they
it's
were like,
based on a real thing. Maybe it happened like that.
when they were like, when that border patrol officer was like, you need a name, but you're by yourself. You're gonna be solo. I made that exact same noise. I was like, oh, that's where you got it from.
Yeah, yeah. There are a couple things like that, then, but it's good though. It's good.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that as
It's
a bad thing.
tasteful.
It was just a thought that popped into my head when
Yeah,
I saw that scene.
yeah. That's another thing. I thought this movie would be a great, like, if it's a college course on Shakespeare, you have to watch this movie somewhere in it. Kind of
Yeah.
movie. Like, I think that, if you're like into Shakespeare and you want to watch something like, whoa, if you like Shakespeare, you want to watch one where he's the character in it, this is the one for you. He even plays some of his characters. I love the scene when he's like making the people rehearse over and over and over, and then
Yeah.
he snaps and does it, and it's just like you are just seeing this artist process his grief and
Yeah, and he also
oh,
gets that sense across that like he is a bit of an unhinged guy. Like he is a bit of an unhinged art. Like he is like kind of touched
which
creatively. Like
we know
yeah.
that about Shakespeare. So like,
And so he was obsessive with his writing, but it was also because it was really good. Like he basically
holds up.
created the foundations for modern English. So
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong there. I, I mean, there are entire classes in college that you can take. Maybe not anymore. When I was in college, at least you could
there's
on
whole
Shakespeare.
PhDs on Shakespeare. I had a professor who was a PhD in Shakespeare, just him, just learning
Crazy.
about the dude and his plays.
How about that? I mean,
Yeah.
got a lot to offer, has done a lot, and then some to offer. Too
Yep.
bad he doesn't exist. I told you that
Right. He's
last
not a
night.
real dude.
He's not real. He's a
I
couple
think that is a
ghostwriters.
that is an actual theory in history that like he
It is. It
was made
is.
up, and there's like it's like from multiple different playwrights of the time that like kind of got amalgamated into one dude.
Yeah, I've heard that theory. I don't think it's true, but I'll
I don't think it's
pretend.
true either,
I'll
but
pretend like it is for the sake of a conversation
right.
or a
No, I think he
text.
was a real dude. I do know that there's also
This movie
accusations with
happened.
like, he might not have written all of his plays or that he plagiarized a lot of his plays, but like
It's
also
possible.
guess what? If you go back far enough, you've pretty much plagiarized like everything plagiarizes each other. Everything's just built off of the backs of a different story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why original
We
things are
really
so
only have
hard.
like 12 main stories and then we just have a bunch of variations of those 12 stories.
And some people do it differently and make it feel like a new story. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, it's a good movie. I don't know. I thought I was going into like a love story, and I was completely wrong.